Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'll do that thing where I punch my phone for 30 seconds while you say hello.
Hello, happy Sunday. I suddenly realised I had 10 minutes to clean my teeth and try and dry my hair and make myself look decent, because Sundays we are getting started a little bit later, but we do still want to see you all. Morning, Jason. Lovely to see you. So, as usual, we are going to have a fantastic guest on.
I'm finished sharing it. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, Mark's just got to carry on doing all the sharing stuff so as many people as possible can join. Morning, Tom. Who else have we got on there today? There's a few people.
Yeah, they're all piling in, as usual.
That's good. We have our regulars and maybe a few people who are feeling a bit Sunday-ish might join us for the first time.
I'm feeling very Sunday-ish.
Feeling very Sunday-ish.
Since yesterday, I've had the sides of my head shaved by my daughter. What do you think?
Well, I think it looks a lot better. And also, it did lead to some actual photos that look like you.
Yeah. Look.
Morning, Stu. Morning, Tim. Nice to see you.
Morning, everybody.
Right. Have you finished mucking around now?
I have. It's all going live, and you can all hit share and do whatever you need to do. And
fabulous. So what we should do
stuff like that
is introduce our guest.
Today's, well, it's technically multiple guests yes. All in one body.
Absolutely. This is a person we have known for some time in various guises. So we are going to say welcome and then let them introduce themselves as they would like to be presented.
Drum roll. Everybody drum roll. Good morning, Mikey, the vessel, Mr. Solo.
To whom are we speaking this morning?
Yeah. All of them at once, yeah. They're all embodied within the vessel. It didn't mean to be such a presumptuous stage nom de plume, but it sort of works, really, doesn't it?
It does.
As a schizoid artist who has, enough. Like we're all like playing around in our gardens and doing broadcasts from largely the garden in my case, but I remembered that as an 11-year-old, I've got a photo of me dressed as a punk with a stepladder and some sunglasses with like opaque pale blue and see-through cherry red that I made myself in my punk outfit in the garden with my sister's classical guitar, taking a photo. Someone took a photo of me like that, and I think I've just carried on doing that my whole life. And here we are now, like doing it with like very advanced technology.
Yeah.
The same. So it's like a sense of what I call material vitality. You know, the joy of those plastics in the sunglasses frame, of me in the sunshine in this blazer I got from a charity shop that was too tight but looks good. And it's a vitalist outlook, I suppose. Yeah, not critical, because if I was critical, I'd go, what are you doing? Standing on a stepladder in your garden. Instead, I was thinking, look at the grass, how green, how vital it is, and I'm a punk. Yeah.
Well, I would say that certainly I've spent a lot of my adult years looking at your various incarnations, shouting, "What are you doing?" It does definitely feel like David Devont and his spirit wife, one of your many incarnations, seem to have hit a stream of brilliance in this. In this virtual world. The feeds you're sending out for the David Devont fans and the Devontees are really amazing, aren't they? There, so
yeah, Devont is in showbiz celebrity terms, I feel blessed to have had that opportunity and that my life went that way, and I met the professor and the colonel and Voss ? Because it totally opened up something creative, a freedom from the art cage that I was in, and the sort of environment that we created, the atmosphere that allowed us to just do stuff and engage with life itself as if it was part of that sandbox. I don't know how that happened. I can't unpick it. But, it's like Carl Jung talks about, when two personalities meet, it's like a chemical reaction.
But right now on all your right now on all your Facebook feeds, that's particularly, I mean, anybody's not following the David Devont and his spirit wife videos that are appearing. I mean, rather boringly, but for quite a lot of people watching this, I mean, my first question is, how are you doing that? Because everybody else is having huge problems with audio latency. That means like things being out of time. But you guys seem to be.
Well, lag and latency, and I think we just the thing about Devont is we haven't what theorists call entrainment. It's like where you all come together. All bands have it, but you kind of utilize this sort of group prehension and understanding to operate outside of a chronological framework, which inhibits most usual orthodox combos.
Are you saying you're doing it by magic?
Well, yeah, you see, that's a dualist way of looking at what happens. It's magic. It's not actually. It's just like, if I step outside of this chronological framework, suddenly there's no lag, there's no latency, because latency is caused by being held within a chronological framework. So Devont,
I think it's all done by kindness.
It could be that.
Yes. Well, over the last week or so, I have realized, like kindness is a cosmic thing. I've always been slightly embarrassed about my own cosmic nature, which I don't know where it came from, but it's like we're all entangled. We're not actually separate from stuff, kindness, magic. My inner cynic thinks it's sort of funny, but actually it's making more sense over the lockdown period that this cosmic kindness thing, there might be something in it, that it's a part of the cosmos.
But I think it's also a common theme in the artists that we are talking to that are meeting us for Elevenses, because obviously Frank Turner had his Be More Kind album, and you as David Devont, the spirit wife, all done by kindness. You've been using that for decades, haven't you?
I mean, like many Devont things, and I never want to take credit for anything. I like the fact I recently did this song, My Life Goes On Without Me. So it's kind of like all this lovely creative stuff happens, but I'm not going, hey, and here's something I came up with, all done by kindness. You see, we named ourselves after a magician because I'd made a picture of David Devont and his spirit wife, and we turned around in the rehearsal and thought, oh, that's a good name for a group. Oh, we better start researching this man. So me and the professor went to the theatre museum to find out about David Devont, because there was no internet then. We had to go to Covent Garden into this basement library and go through the archives. Found out that his slogan was all done by kindness.
Ah, okay. And, I didn't realize that's where it come from.
It was his slogan. So it's like no credit. It's just like, hey, that's good. We'll use that. And isn't it a bit weird, the language in it? Never mind. Maybe the Edwardians found all done by kindness a bit made more sense. But it's quite a strange phrase, is it not? But again, recently, the cosmic magic thinker in me thinks, well, actually, it's not me doing the kindness. It's the kindness doing me. Because
it's the connector of your community.
Well, kindness is, our community is maybe a macrocosm of all organic collective connectedness, which we can sort of think, oh, that's a bit weird, but actually the weird thing is that we all decide that we're separate because that's how things function. But on a real level, everything is not separate. So all done by kindness. There's a man that I love who wrote. Sorry, I'm going to go a bit boffiny here. Alfred North Whitehead. He wrote a book called Principia Mathematica, which was trying to distill the cosmos into logic. He wrote that with Bertrand Russell, and then spent the rest of his life thinking, shit, that's a total mistake. There's much more to existence and being and becoming than logic and maths. Kindness is part of that ubiquity of consciousness in a cosmic sense.
I think that's a lovely concept.
I'm spaced out.
You're spaced out. Well, maybe we need a musical interlude in order to get our heads around what you've just said, Mikey.
Yeah, I think I do too. But it's kind of like being spaced out. Yeah, you have to switch off your cognition, don't you? Yeah, your conceptual hold of things. Yeah. What we call the human command module. It's where everything, to make sense of it, has to go back through the human command module. That makes sense. So instead of doing that, I'll sing a song. And,
we're going to drop out, Mikey, and we're going to give you full screen, okay?
Okay.
We'll be back afterwards.
Yes. I thought I should tune up, actually. I do.
We'll come back while
We'll
come back while you tune up.
I'll come back. I definitely need to tune up. Me and my son, Arthur, who's down in Brighton, we recently did a cover of About a Girl for a project that Simon did. And so I'm in drop tuning at the moment, which is like really rock for me. I never do drop tuning. But people who rock, they know all about drop tuning. But I am a semitone down.
I'm just going to share, Mikey. Tom Madicott says very fond memories of seeing David Devont many times here at Moles in the 90s. And
Moles.
Bath.
Yeah.
Moles.
Yeah, and Stu Fletcher says this sounds like the musical timing equivalent of Dumbo's magic feather. Don't question it, just embrace the magic.
Oh yeah.
So I did the Ravi Shankar story about how Ravi Shankar went on stage and played for about 13 minutes while everybody cheered wildly, and then at the end he said, "Thank you, I have just tuned up."
I love it. Nathan Thomas, who plays French horn with Mr. Solo, he's played with Ravi Shankar.
Oh yeah.
Nathan Thomas. I call him Mr. Wolf because the French horn is the wolf in Peter and the Wolf, and our calling signal is Aru. But he's a pretty cosmic chap.
But I do hope everybody at home is following this. We've covered quite a lot of ground so far this morning.
Yeah. Are you taking notes?
This is supposed to be a gentle Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Are you close?
Yeah.
Mr. Cool Cup. I've got my Americana Triangle Cup today. Look.
No. New persona coming up, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Now we're going to leave you to it. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is.
This song is a Mr. Solo song, and it's actually from the album that came out on the Outstanding label called All Will Be Revealed. It's called We Live in Hope. It goes like this. day I know we'll go. Till then we live in hope. We scratch to reveal if losing never loses its appeal. We check the boxes, delighted by the sight of suburban boxes. But one day I know we'll learn to go. One day I know we'll learn to go. One day I know we'll learn to go. Till when we live in hope. As well as complimentary overnight accommodation, we can guarantee you £50 to spend on your vacation. Just like Mrs. Jones from Burgess Hill won £50 of bingo. She took her husband camping cause he doesn't like the food we live in. We pay our bills, we point at sleeping cats on windowsills, and we paint a view at the Fox and Hounds. We have a view. One day I know we'll learn to go. 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 Till then we live in hope. Till then we live in hope. Till then we live in hope. Till then we live in hope.
So, look what CD was arm's reach from where I'm sitting. And I just opened it up and remembered how fabulous the artwork was for it.
Yes, look.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a picture of my neighbour's front curtains who used to live opposite us, and I developed this obsession that it was just like a white canvas, so I could legitimately go and take a picture of their net curtains. Nowadays, I'll probably be arrested, wouldn't I? Yeah.
Maybe.
But if you look, you can probably see inside their house if you magnified that picture.
You could.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've listened to it more than I've examined it, but it just also reminded me what an absolute favourite for driving around at the time Kiss It Better was. I used to drive around singing very loudly to Kiss It Better when we first got this album.
we might do a broadcast of Kiss It Better. So
Right.
hopefully,
that would be lovely.
we'll get some submissions. Because like we just done Homesick Home, which I could never decide. Is that called Homesick Home or Say I'm Your Number One? Or
We're officially Homesick Home, isn't it? Yeah.
I think the other one.
We got some home.
Yeah,
We've got a few of those. So Kiss It Better.
that would be great. But Auntie Mabel was absolutely superb the other day on the stream of that with people joining in, and I very much enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that song, because like, let's face it, this time at the moment there's a lot of reflection going on, and a time to take stock, things like that. But so I've had a chance to think about that song. I can remember in my sort of chronologically encased mode, it's like, I wrote that song. I was walking along Great Russell Street, imagining I'm Paul Weller. Don't ask me what I'm doing. It's like there was a song in my head. It was that song. I wrote that song. But, that song is cosmically much, much bigger than that. And as an artist, when I make things, I have a sense of working through materials and material vitality. This is a hook I made, by the way, a ceramic hook. I just needed a hook to put headphones on. But, I wanted to have a materially vital hook that's sort of delicious.
It is delicious.
This is one of my favorite ones so far. I've no idea where this is going.
So bear with me, Mark. Yeah. So what I'm saying about that song is, like, collectively it's materially vital. The song is about the audience coming to the concert and joining in, and it's like, wow, I'm part of this. I haven't authored this.
Yes, yeah.
But there is a version on this. Your voice is perceptible in the background of one of the recordings of Auntie Mabel.
I like to shout loudly if I get involved.
Yes, there's definitely something that was committed to, the David Devont collection, where I can hear him shouting Auntie Mabel.
Yeah. I recently had a chat with a friend online, and he was saying, where did the chant come from? And we were saying, part of it, I think, is because I used to have like a valve organ. I've got a digital one these days, but and it used to take time to warm up, so we'd kind of ask the audience to go, Auntie Mabel. And Auntie Mabel was named after my Aunt May, who won a big home organ, and we used to visit her, and she'd sit in the back room, tiny back room, and play Michael row the boat to shore. And she was struggling with the technology, but trying to go full tilt with the accompaniment. And we'd sit as an 8-year-old, and I'd have my ham triangular sandwich. But there was kind of like a wonder to that experience. It's like what some people call it, the spirit of amateurism. So that is partly why that song's got the Auntie Mabel chant. But on the day that we recorded it, I had hoped that it would go 3, 4, Auntie Mabel 4, Auntie Mabel, which is a bit more sort of it's on the offbeat. But on the record, Auntie Mabel. And again, like the chronologically encased me would have gone, oh, fucking hell, they're singing it on the wrong beat.
But it's not yours anymore, is it? It belongs to all of us.
It's not anyone's. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of owning. Yeah. Attachment.
Right. While everybody thinks about that, have you got a second song for us you could do, Mikey?
I have, but the thing is, I kind of imagined this was going to be like a Zoom, and I'd see people, because the song I am possibly going to do is it involves people whistling. So
well,
I'll just have to.
We'll have a go.
And what I quite, because this is similar to Auntie Mabel in the sense that I do this song. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And I ask people to whistle over my hum, which is a Sussex expression. But what always seems to happen is that people will echo my, I'll go da 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 da, and people go da da in response. They respond. So what I was hoping is that the Zoom lag would actually completely cure that.
Okay, we have people saying we can whistle anyway.
We're gonna whistle anyway, Mike.
Screens are for wimps. Yeah. And then Tom says it's like feeling stoned without the drugs.
Absolutely. I mean, I've met a lot of people during my workshops who, yeah, anyway.
Oh, never a dull moment with you around, is there?
Yeah. So,
well, Mark will whistle. I'm hopeless at whistling. So how about we do this as a Mikey and Mark duet?
Do you want to whistle over my hum?
I'll whistle over your hum, even though I'm not from Sussex.
Shall we drop out and let Mikey?
I can't hear
because
me.
he won't be able to hear it. Okay, I'll just sit back and enjoy.
I'm ready.
Okay. Da 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 da. 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 Anything for a quiet life. I could pay all my library fines instead of sitting by a fireside, writing out the horror stories in my mind. Anything for a quiet life. I could pay all my library fines instead of sitting by a riverside, gazing at the trees for a fish to fry. Looking into the flames, I think I see you smiling at me. You shine a light. You shine a light. You illuminate my darkest corner. You will, guys.
Yeah.
I need to practice this one.
Right, I've got a suggestion. Why don't we organise for you to come back on?
Yes.
Having practiced, and we can continue this, because there are people saying this is their favourite broadcast yet. And what was this? Weirdest Sunday morning in ages is another comment.
So I'll go away and remind myself.
And we would love to have you back.
Come back soon. We should make this every Sunday.
Yeah. What about next Sunday, Mikey? Do you want to come back next Sunday?
Well, I could come back later today in 5 minutes.
We got to get on with some work, sadly.
Yes. Right. Well, listen, that was an absolute joy, dear boy. Thank you so much for dropping by. And
he's determined to finish now. You know, we've like laid down the gauntlet.
Not that one. I think it's an A minor. Yeah.
Okay, people are saying yes, we definitely want you to come back. So What about
Yeah.
next week?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
arrange it.
Yeah.
All right.
Because then we can talk more about these concepts of kindness and cosmic connection and all the important stuff.
And Ravi Shankar. And
Yeah. Although they don't need to be concepts, they can be pretensions.
True.
I take it back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. We better go back to work. That was truly excellent.
It's
Enjoy.
always so lovely to see you.
So nice to
All
see you.
done by kind NHS. Yeah.
See you, Maggie.
Take care.
Well, that was epic.
That was superb and longer than our usual conversations. And I think we need to say to be continued.
Definitely.
And we will actually have to reveal when Mikey is returning rather than keeping it a secret, so that fans of Devon and Mr. Solo and all the Vessel's other incarnations can join us again.
We'll be back tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
Not with Mikey, with someone else.
With someone else. And we'll talk to Mike about coming back again and doing something more.
And we'll let you know.
And I hope you're all having a great Sunday. Do you guys never have a day off? No.
No. Well, I do have to clean the house and do some domestic things in amongst the work, Stevie. So
I've got 100 and something or other venues to process.
yes.
Yes.
So we will get on and we will see you all very
incidentally,
soon.
Be here at 10 o'clock, not here, but definitely be online at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Very big news being announced.
Announcements.
See
Bye,
ya.
everyone.
Bye.